Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing one of the most thought-provoking and sensitive ideas that has emerged in the debate around Palestine. The possibility of a Muslim peacekeeping mission. For decades, the Palestinian issue has been at the center of global attention, with countless peace talks, international resolutions, and foreign interventions. But the reality on the ground has often remained unchanged or worsened. As we explore this concept, let us imagine it the way we analyze a complex design, looking at its exterior, its interior, its performance, its safety features, the unique elements that make it stand out, the cost of implementing it, and finally, what conclusions we can realistically draw from such an ambitious plan. The exterior is what meets the eye first, and in this case, it represents the overall image of a Muslim peacekeeping mission in Palestine. To the world, such a mission would carry symbolic weight. It would not simply be troops in uniforms, but a visible sign that the Muslim world is willing to take collective responsibility for protecting the rights of Palestinians. Unlike traditional United Nations missions that often seem foreign or detached, this mission would wear the colors of cultural and religious familiarity. The exterior appeal would matter deeply, as Palestinians have often felt abandoned or treated as a political pawn in wider power struggles. Seeing peacekeepers who share language, culture, and faith could inspire confidence that this mission is not imposed, but born from genuine solidarity. The interior, however, is where the true test lies. Inside this mission would be the collaboration of diverse Muslim nations Turkey, Pakistan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Arab states, and perhaps others. But these countries are not always united. Their politics, priorities, and alliances often clash. A mission of this kind would need a very carefully designed interior structure. Short and precise, with clear leadership, transparent funding, and agreed-upon rules of engagement. Without this internal unity, the mission risks collapsing before it starts. Trust among the contributing nations would be essential, because any fractures could be exploited by opponents of the mission, leaving the Palestinians once again with promises instead of protection. The performance of such a mission would be judged not by what it claims, but by what it achieves. If allowed to operate, it could potentially outperform traditional missions, because it would arrive with an advantage of cultural understanding and local trust. Troops could interact more naturally with the population, resolve misunderstandings more quickly, and even deter violence simply through the sense of shared identity. However, performance is also limited by external factors. Israel and its powerful allies would likely object strongly, making it difficult for such a force to be deployed under international law. Performance, therefore, is tied less to capability and more to political permission. Without approval, or at least tolerance, from key global players, this mission may never get the chance to prove itself on the ground. Safety features would be the backbone of the mission, ensuring both the protection of peacekeepers and the civilians they aim to defend. Unlike other conflict zones, Palestine presents a uniquely volatile environment, with airstrikes, military incursions, and resistance groups all part of the daily reality. Peacekeepers would need robust defense protocols, rapid evacuation systems, and strong diplomatic guarantees from participating nations that they would not be left vulnerable in case of confrontation. Safety would not only mean shields and weapons, but also political cover, ensuring that no country contributing troops feels isolated or exposed to retaliation. If violence escalates, the unique selling point of a Muslim peacekeeping mission lies in its moral and symbolic power. For decades, Palestinians have called for meaningful support from their brothers and sisters across the Muslim world. A force built by Muslim nations would be the first of its kind, breaking the cycle of reliance on Western-dominated structures that have often failed to bring justice or peace. This uniqueness would give the mission legitimacy in the eyes of the local population, potentially making it far more effective in fostering cooperation. It would also send a strong message to the world that Muslim countries are not passive spectators, but active participants in shaping peace and justice in their own region. But then comes the price, which extends far beyond financial costs. Of course, billions of dollars would be needed to fund operations, pay soldiers, provide humanitarian support, and sustain logistics. Yet the real price is political. Countries that step forward could face diplomatic backlash, economic sanctions, or even direct threats from powerful opponents of the mission. Domestically, leaders would also need to justify the risk of casualties and the diversion of resources. For some nations, the price may appear too heavy to bear. And this is perhaps the greatest obstacle to turning the idea into reality. In conclusion, the dream of a Muslim peacekeeping mission in Palestine is both inspiring and daunting. On the outside, it offers hope, solidarity, and a fresh approach that could resonate deeply with Palestinians. Inside, it requires unity and discipline among Muslim nations, something that has historically been difficult to sustain. Its performance, if allowed to operate, could be groundbreaking. But safety and political resistance pose serious challenges. Its unique value is undeniable, standing as a symbol of regional ownership and brotherhood. Yet the cost, both in money and geopolitics, is steep. Whether this mission remains an idea on paper or becomes a reality on the ground depends on whether Muslim nations can rise above their divisions and accept the sacrifices required. For Palestinians, it represents not just another plan, but perhaps the last chance at seeing genuine protection rooted in shared faith and regional responsibility.